All right. Welcome, everybody. This is cloud provider vSphere biweekly Syncup meeting. Today is August the 1st, 2018. We anticipate a very short meeting. Also, it's just two of us attending the meeting today. So if you're watching the recording, make sure that you have the right time on your calendar. We moved the time slot for this meeting from 2 p.m. Pacific back to 9 a.m. Pacific, which would be also 6 p.m. Central European. So if you're watching a recording, make sure that if it's not on your calendar, if it's not right, make sure that you manually fix it, because I think I tried to make it right, but it might have been something that slipped from my calendar and showing up wrong for some folks. Let's see if I can share my screen, and let's take a look at the agenda for today. And all right, screen should be on. Very small agenda today. First of all, there's an important PR right now under Kubernetes community that should be reviewed by anybody who is involved in writing cloud provider code. It's basically a PR that is amending the original cloud provider cap. There's a lot of more context, a lot of more information in there. There's a lot of assumptions made, and there's a lot of new constraints being put there. The PR has been open for quite some time. Multiple people have reviewed the PR. It hasn't been merged yet because it's a pretty big PR. It's all documentation. But there's some good information in there. There's also a lot of things that we might want to make sure we understand fully before committing or before having this PR merge. So please, link is here. Please go there and check it out. This is mainly driven by Google. It's also being discussed in SIG Cloud Provider. It's been going for, I think, 2-3 weeks. So make sure you head there and check it out. Going back to Cloud Provider vSphere, the auto tree, we have a good update on CI. So right now, if you're sending a PR to the repo, to Kubernetes/Cloud Provider vSphere, CI will kick in and run the test, which is a great accomplishment. This is being run in, through the standard means of Kubernetes, so prow and everything. So if you're willing to contribute some tests, or even just enough scaffolding to make the test run, or just even an initial stab at having tests, it will be great. I haven't filed an issue for that yet, but I will do soon. But this was a pretty big milestone for Cloud Provider vSphere itself, because right now we didn't have CI before. We just had like a stub that was basically notifying proud that the PR was there, but there was no actual job being run. Now we have a job that runs. I think the job runs make test from the make file. So you can hook into the make file test target and run pretty much every test you want. Also, basically right before having the CI merged in, we merged the CCM prototype. So there is working code right now in the repo. It's not the best. It's not clean by any stretch of imagination, but it is working. It is in working condition. So please, there's also documentation in there. Please, if you have a vSphere environment you can try things out on, please do, because we need a lot of testing, especially in cases where maybe you add or remove a node. We want to make sure that the cloud provider performs well in every condition. So I'm looking specifically for add and removal of nodes. So if you have even different version of Kubernetes, so we know that we fulfilled Kubernetes 1.11 interface for cloud providers now. It would be nice to see if it actually works with 1.10 as well, because we should have support for that too. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the updates on the cloud provider. There's a couple of issues open. Um, they've been open for some time now, and just let me refresh here. Specifically, there's one for creating documentation. It's a very low-hanging fruit, but there's no commitment in actually getting that done. So if somebody's watching the recording or somebody on the call want to take on this, unless we can take that off the checklist, this is the documentation that is required by the current CAP standards for Auto-Tree cloud providers. So it will be nice to have them and don't have to worry about them anymore. Just keep them updated, basically. And that's pretty much it for today. Any questions from the folks on the phone? All right. Looks like we can wrap up. Very short meeting this week. Recording will be up. Please reach out to me if there's something you guys want to discuss the next meeting. Also, I'm thinking we might want to move this to be once a month instead of bi-weekly, given that we have very small agendas. We've had very small agendas for quite some time, so maybe it will be something to think about for next meeting. And yeah, I'll give everybody back 15 minutes of your time. Bye, folks.
Bye.